Hey you guys, I am back freaking oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So by the title you guys can see that I am finally finished with my first semester of nursing school. I'm so freaking, not semester, year, my bad, my first year. It's been so crazy. It has flew by, y'all. Like, it has flew by. I just remember doing my video talking about me getting accepted, and here I am. I'm freaking done with my first year and going into my senior year of college, and it's freaking crazy. Alright, so this video is just going to be an update on just my grades and what the difference was between first semester, second semester, and so forth and so forth. So let's get started. And just a disclaimer, I will be doing more nursing videos because I am now, going to be on summer break. So I will be doing like Q&A nursing questions. And if you have any questions that you like to ask me that you would like to know, just leave it on this video or any of my other nursing videos so I can compile them up into a nursing school Q&A. I will also be doing videos on other things because I did get a nurse externship and just other stuff about nursing school, so I will try to do a lot of videos this summer just kind of touching on nursing school and things that you guys want to know, because I do get asked a lot more questions now. So stay tuned for that. And yes, so now for real, now we're going to get into my update about school. Alright y'all, so I finished off this semester with an 83 in med-surg and an 86 in psych. So I am very happy about those two grades. I was working my butt off for those two B's. And honey, I will take those and I will roll with them because they was not easy to come by. So getting into second semester, it was completely way more work than first semester. And first semester and like fundamentals and so forth, they kind of almost just really help you and baby you almost in a way if you think about it, because they want you to ease into nursing school. But when you get into med-surg, it's like completely different. Fundamentals didn't have anything on med-surg, not even by any means. Med-surg is a lot more critical thinking. That's really when you get into your NCLEX type of questions, is really when you get into med-surg classes, because that's where you get into the nitty-gritty. That's when you get into, you might learn about, cardiac tamponade or whatever, however you say it. I'm sorry, I say words wrong all the time, but you might learn about something that causes your heart to not work properly. And the question won't ask you that. It'll ask you, what would you expect? And you really have to know how things work and how to apply critical thinking, because a lot of times they'll ask you a question that the answer isn't just flat out obvious. You have to kind of think and kind of put two and two together, like, oh, the heart isn't pumping right. If the heart's not pumping right, then the output is bad. If the output's bad, then that means blood flow is not proper. If blood flow is not proper, then that means that this can go wrong. And you kind of have to break things down and figure out what's right and what's wrong in questions that way. So it kind of can be a little overwhelming to adjust. But for the most part, I did pretty good on my test because I've already been an overthinker. That's why I think I didn't really enjoy fundamentals, because I would overthink questions and it was kind of a struggle for me. That's why the first test I got an 80 on it, but I really was supposed to get a 70, but they threw a question out because I was really overthinking everything and I didn't realize how simple fundamentals was. And that's why when I kind of went into med-surg, it kind of really helped me kind of ease through everything, because I was already the type of person to overthink questions. So med-surg was perfect for me because I was allowed to overthink questions and really think deeper about things. So it was an easy transition for me. I just had to learn to study way more and prioritize my time and really see what they mean when they say, in nursing school you should study a little bit every day, because I had to learn that, yeah, you pretty much have to study way ahead of time if you want to do good on tests. So yeah, so I pretty much did good on every test. I did do bad on our last test before the final, which was cardiac. And y'all, oh my gosh, I hate cardiac. If anyone knows me or if I've talked to anyone, I have literally said how much I do not like learning about the heart. I have no interest in it because it drives me insane. Since high school, when I took A&P and we had to learn the flow of the heart, I was like, I hate learning about this. Some people love it, some people don't, but I genuinely just do not like it. I literally skimmed by in high school, barely doing good on that test. And A&P too, when I was getting A's on everything, cardiac was the only test I got to be on. So I was like, I just have not liked cardiac ever since the first day that I had learned about it. And this nursing school test was no different. It was not that hard, really, if you just knew how the flow worked and the idea of cardiac output and what it affects, you were able to pass it. But again, I just was so drained and over cardiac that I didn't do well. I got a 74, which we need a 75 is a passing for us. So I technically failed this test, but I barely failed. But I had already did so good in the class that it didn't really hurt me because I still had a B. So that's why it's good to do good from the jump, because if you have to take an L, it won't hurt you. So yeah, but that test showed me that I need to study. If something I know I'm not good at, like if it's a concept that I know is really hard to grasp, I need to start studying from the jump, because that way if I do get burnt out, at least I've been studying from day one versus trying to study a week before the test. So that test was freaking not my best, and I hate cardiac stuff. So I was like, yeah, but other than that, I feel like I was doing good on the test, which was great. So med-surg was going pretty good for me. Another thing that adds on to stress with med-surg in second semester in psych is that you have more clinical days. You have clinical for med-surg the whole semester pretty much, and then psych is only 4 weeks, but they kind of put you in different groups. I sadly got psych at the end of the semester on top of everything, which was April. I had 4 tests. I had psych and med-surg clinical on top of, we had projects, and everything else was due in April. So I was really stressed out. So by the end of April, I was burnt out. Like, I was barely studying for tests. Praise God that I was able to do good, because I was so mentally and physically drained because the workload was just so intense. So that's one thing to look forward to when you get in second semester, and when third semester is going to hit, you're going to have a lot of more work to do. Even in clinical setting, instead of us just doing a care plan and like evaluation and like a physical assessment, we had to do all that. Plus we had to do a patho form, which is very tedious, and just a lot more paperwork as far as clinical goes. Also, we started to get into more nitty-gritty things as far as labs, IV pushes we had to learn how to do. We had to do IV checkoff. We had to do just different things of IVs pretty much. We had to learn, what else we did? Also, we had to do harder dose cal. Like, our dose cal questions were a lot harder than the first semester. Like, we had to add on weight, dose, and drip rates and stuff. So pretty much the second semester, it was just harder as far as med-surg goes. Now, psych to me was an easy breezy class. Some people struggle in psych mainly because psych, you have to be very therapeutic on paper, and a lot of people don't really know how to be therapeutic when it comes to questions. But so I definitely recommend, if you're someone who you feel like you're not therapeutic, definitely start doing a lot of practice questions and so forth. And that's pretty much, if you know how to answer therapeutically, you pretty much would do well in psych, because it's very therapeutic based. It's also very term based. So if you can remember what a term is or what a disease is, you should do good. In drugs, whatever disease process that you're learning about, learn the drugs and you'll do fine in psych. I really did good in psych. All I did was really study my notes and make note cards from the terms in the book, and that helped me do really well in psych. I got A's on like the first 2 tests, and then I got B's on the last 2. So psych was not hard at all to me. It's just you have to really know how to speak therapeutically to patients on paper, because once you learn that, psych will be so much easier. And really with psych, the best answer choices usually start with, so you're angry, so you feel this way, or tell me how you feel. Or pretty much when you reiterate what someone says, like someone's like, I broke my leg, I hate the fact that, I broke my leg, I'm useless. The nurse will say, so you're upset about breaking your leg. In real life, you probably wouldn't say that, because you probably would be scared that the patient's going to tell you off. But in NCLEX perfect world, you have to kind of say stuff like that and reiterate things. So usually with psych, those are usually the correct answers when you choose therapeutic. You also don't ever ask why questions. So if there's a why answer in there, don't pick it. It's wrong. It's wrong. You don't ever ask why questions. So yeah, psych was easy breezy. As long as you know the drugs and you know the terms and you know how to therapeutically reply to a patient, you'll be fine. Psych was nothing. Most people in my class were not worried about psych, except for, of course, if they didn't know how to speak therapeutically. Most of us were worried about med-surg. Again, med-surg is a hard class. It's a lot more clinical stuff and nitty-gritty stuff, so be prepared for that. As far as just my overall experience second semester, I think it really did show me that I have to put in a lot of work, a lot of planning. You definitely will have to be more organized this semester. Last semester I barely used my planner. I feel like this semester I lived by my planner. You also want to definitely learn how to study and what works for you, because if you don't know how to study yet or you don't know what works for you, you will do really bad and you don't want to start off bad at all. Also, definitely read. You have to read this semester. You have to put in the work, do a lot of practice questions. This is when you should bring out your NCLEX book. Make sure you find an NCLEX book that goes with your books in class. My NCLEX book, the Saunders one, literally goes with every single book that we've had thus far. So the questions line perfectly with my textbook, which is perfect. So I'm getting NCLEX style questions on top of it going with my book, so I get the best of both worlds. So if you get an NCLEX book, definitely get one that goes with your textbooks, because they're going to ask similar questions like the NCLEX book that you have, because they're pulling questions probably from the book, the textbook of class. So if you have an NCLEX book, it'll help you to kind of get an idea of what kind of questions they'll ask you. So other than that, yeah, also in this semester, you should expect to have the opportunity to do nurse externship, which I'm very happy and excited to say I got one. You will have hospitals come to your school, or you have hospitals contact your school and update your faculty and let them know, like, hey, we have positions opening. Tell your students. So definitely try to apply for those and get into one, because it will really help you not only secure a job after graduation, but just give you better experience. So definitely make sure that you put an application in for any externship that you can find, every externship that you can find, but preferably try to do externships at hospitals that your school kind of does clinicals at, because it's a freaking gnat. Freaking gnat! I think I killed it, yo. That's really gross. Now you don't think I'm really ratchet. I just hate when gnats get in your room. Like, it's hot outside and gnats be trying to sneak into the door when you get in the house, because they're like, I don't want to die out here. It's freaking hot. I ain't got time for that. Alright, so, yeah. I should probably get some sanitizer. I'm freaking... Yeah, so definitely when you get into second semester, you should definitely go for doing externships, applying for externships. They usually won't hire you on until closer to the end of the semester, of course, because they want to make sure you're going to pass, and they want to check your GPA sometimes, or they really want you to be done with med-surg, but so they'll kind of hire you once the end of the semester is near. So you might get the job offer, but you really won't start and actually start working until the summer, which works out perfectly because you have more free time. But definitely apply for a nurse externship. Your second semester starts to really work towards that, because it can, again, secure you a job or just to give you experience. I was just blessed enough to get one exactly where I really want. So my externship is going to be on medical ICU, and I'm going to be floating amongst oncology and women's services. My goal is to work with kids with cancer, so I'm really happy that I actually get to go through oncology on their floor, because it will help me to hopefully get into that field once I graduate. But I'm just happy to get an externship, because I just want to be more competent when I graduate. So Again, definitely go for that, work towards that, apply, be patient when you apply. I will do another video on kind of how to fix your resume as you go through nursing school and so forth and so forth, but definitely look for externships. And that's really all. Also, yeah, last thing is just ATI this semester counts. If your program has any type of ATI or any program, usually by second semester is when they'll actually start making it a grade. It's a very slim grade, but you still want to take it seriously because if you fail, you have to do remediation and you have to retake, and it's kind of annoying. So you want to try to do as good as you can from the jump. So definitely try to utilize your ATI apps, book, all that stuff like that, because it will help you to pass the proctor exams that you have to take in your program. So definitely utilize those as well. And that was really it. That's really the difference of the semester, and that's just the update on how I'm doing. I will again do more videos talking about my externship, talking about nursing school in general. Please ask questions for my Q&A nursing video. Whatever you want to ask, please just leave it below, and I will compile all those questions up from on here, from emails I get, from DMs that I get on Instagram, and I will do a video for you guys. And yes, as always, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for being so supportive. I love the nursing community. Y'all are so ride or die. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for going on this journey with me. We're almost there. We're almost gonna be at graduation. So thank you guys so much, and thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have a blessed, beautiful day. Enjoy this warm weather because it's finally getting warm, honey. So yes, as always, thank you guys. Bye.